Hello and welcome back. In this video, I will be teaching you how to add a new product. So let's get started. First, in the main navigation menu, click on the Inventory tab. Once you've clicked on that, in the navigation menu, you'll see a tab called Manage Products. Click on that tab and it will give you an option to create a product master entry. Once the page is loaded, you will be given a form called Product Master Entry. This is where we will be filling out our product's information. At first glance, the Product Master Entry form may look intimidating, but don't worry. Orbit has provided a help service called Ask Lola. If there's an input field that you're not familiar with, click on the question mark next to it and it will display a pop-up that explains what the input field is and how you can fill it out. Here are a few things that you should consider when naming your product. First, determine what is called standard pack for this item. Standard pack is the pack size that the product was shipped from your manufacturers. Standard pack is sometimes referred to as master pack, as the two terms are used interchangeably. Next, the product number must match the carton marking printed outside the box by your manufacturer. It is very important that you name your item number to match the carton marking printed. Doing so ensures your warehouse personnel to quickly locate and pick the correct item. Product number can be up to 50 characters. It can be a combination of alphabetical, numerical, and/or special characters, but sadly it excludes white spaces. Orbit treats each pack size of the product as a different P number and determines how it is physically stored in the warehouse. If you need to sell to customers in the form of anything other than the standard pack, you would repack the item to the correct pack that your customers requested. For example, you have purchased an item called Greenies from your manufacturer or vendor. In the standard pack carton you received, it contains 4 inner pack cartons which has 60 counts in each. Each inner pack carton has 2 poly bags which has 30 counts in each. Therefore, Greenies standard pack will be 240. To receive Greenies into inventory, you would want to create a standard pack item called Greenies and enter the pack with a value of 240 in the pack field. You can also sell the product in different packs, let's say 30, 60, and 120. A practical approach is to include the pack as part of the product number. Doing so distinguishes it from the standard pack item. So, you will want to create a non-standard pack item, Greenies/30 with pack 30, a non-standard pack item, Greenies/60 with pack 60, and a non-standard pack item, Greenies/120 with pack 120. Your inner pack items can be linked to the standard pack. For Greenies, simply link Greenies/30, Greenies/60, and Greenies/120 using Product Master Inner Pack Entry. In this video, we will create a standard pack item called Greenies. After I tab away from the product number input field, a message will pop up and ask, "Do you want to add a new product?" Click Yes. Clicking No will result in your action to be cancelled and no item will be created. The pack is the number of pieces within the container. So for Greenies, we will enter 240 because this is the standard pack that it comes in. This is the short description for the item. I will enter Greenies-pack 240. This description will appear on the detail line of an order to customers who purchase the item. It is a free text form, so you can enter anything you want except non-printable characters. An image of the product can be uploaded here by either clicking on the Browse button or double-clicking on the image. This image will be displayed on the customer's shopping cart or on the e-commerce website for the product. Orbit Inventory provides complete lot number support for inventory transactions. You can enable lot control for specific items in your inventory. For items under lot control, you assign lot numbers to each receipt into inventory and thereafter reference the same lots each time you perform material transactions. This allows you to have tight control over batches of items in your inventory. To enable specific item lot control, check this flag. By default, products are received directly into Orbit's perpetual inventory. However, if your products are required quality control prior to being posted to inventory, check this flag. Products with this flag enabled will not be released to inventory until quality control process is performed. Next, we will need to fill out the product's basic information at the bottom. Orbit supports the following unit of measures. Carton, A carton can contain one or more pieces. Each is a general term describing the container of the product. It can be treated as carton, pieces, bottle, or pallet. If you are not sure what unit of measure to give to your item, choose each. Orbit will use the pack quantity to determine if it is a carton or a piece. Piece is the smallest unit of measure in Orbit. It describes a single piece of the item. In this case, I would choose carton since Greenies has 240 pieces in a box. Input the color of your product here. Since Greenies are green, I will put down green. The color field is not a required input field. You can omit it if your product does not have a color assigned to it. Input the size of the item like S for small, M for medium, L for large, or 6 for size 6, 7.5 for size 7.5, and etc. In our example, Greenies comes in teeny, petite, regular, large, or jumbo, so I will choose petite. Here we have a drop-down of all the countries. Just pick the country that your product is manufactured from. This information is important should you ever be selling the product out of country. Greenies are manufactured in the States, so I will choose USA. Pallet height is measured in inches. You use this field to specify how high the pallet will be if the product is packed and shipped palletized. Let's say our pallet height is 30. For the pallet configuration, we have to determine what the dimension of the pallet base is and how many layers can be on per pallet. The pallet base is determined by how many boxes can fit the width of the pallet and how many can fit the length of the pallet. So let's say for this example, the width of the pallet can hold 3 boxes and the length can hold 5. This means that the pallet's base is 15 boxes in total. Next, the pallet configuration asks for the number of layers per pallet. A layer equals the amount of boxes from the pallet base. So for now, let's say our layer per pallet is 3. After inputting the values for the pallet base and layer per pallet, Orbit will calculate the total of boxes that one pallet can hold. The total number of boxes is the result of the pallet base times the number of layers per pallet. The Universal Product Code, also widely known as UPC-A, is a 12-digit code that uniquely identifies a product. In this case, my Greenies UPC is 642-863-101021. EAN-13 stands for International Article Number. It is similar to the UPC code except it is 13 digits in length and widely used in European countries. Enter the EAN-13 that's assigned to the product. If you do not have it, leave it empty. GTIN is the abbreviation of Global Trade Identification Number, or sometimes referred to as the Serial Shipping Container Code 14. It is a unique 14-digit number assigned by the GS1 US organization. Enter this number if you have one assigned. If you do not have one, this is not a required input field. I will enter 00642-863-101021. Please note that I just simply prefixed it with 2 zeros. ISBN stands for International Standard Book Number. It is a 13-digit number that's used as a unique identifier for books. For this example, I will leave that blank because Greenies are not books. Enter the General Ledger's cost account assigned or associated with the product. Ask your accounting department if they want to track cost of goods sold for this item. If you do not have one, leave it empty as it is not required. Enter the General Ledger's revenue account assigned or associated with the product. Ask your accounting department if they want to track revenue received from sales for this item. If you do not have one, leave it empty as it is not a required input field. Enter the General Ledger's profit account assigned or associated with the product. Ask your accounting department if they want to track profit received from sales for this item. If you do not have one, leave it empty as it is not a required input field. For the width, length, and height, it is asking for the dimensions of your product. For my Greenies, it is 15 inches wide, 20 inches long, and 6 inches high. It is important to have this information entered correctly as small parcel carriers like UPS, FedEx, USPS, or DHL are moving to dim the shipment as charged dimensional weight on shipment. For cubic feet, we do not need to touch this because Orbit will automatically calculate it for us. The weight net is the weight of the product without its packaging, and the gross is the total weight of the package. In this case, the weight net is 8 pounds and the gross net is 10 pounds. Each commodity or type of product is assigned to a National Motor Freight Class. You can either enter a NMFC code or just use this dropdown. In this case, we will select the foodstuff category. It is important to check the hazardous material flag so that carriers will be notified that you are shipping hazardous materials. HTS stands for Harmonized Tariff Schedule. It is a 10-digit code that determines the tariff of a traded product. So for greenies, let's enter 2309.10.0090. This information would only be important if you are going to export the product. Custom will require correct HTS code be reported. Freight class is a number assigned to the product based on its density. Carriers, especially LTL or TL, uses freight class as a way to calculate costs to ship your product. Orbit will automatically calculate the freight class of the item provided that the weight and cube were entered correctly. However, you can override the freight class calculated by Orbit by entering your own after checking the box Use Custom Freight Class. A unit cost is a measure of a company's cost to manufacture the item. For now, we'll say the unit cost for this item is $120. As for unit price, it tells you how much you want to sell to your customers for this item, so let's make the price $140. An item can come in different forms. Particularly for apparel, items can come in boxes of different sizes and colors, which we call assorted, whereas other items can come in one size or the same color, which will be called solid. If your item is packed in a predetermined format, the item is referred to as pre-pack. Pre-pack items have different types: solid size, solid color/style, solid size, assorted color/styles, assorted sizes, solid color/style, and assorted sizes, assorted color/styles. Check the box pre-pack and select the one that applies to your item. Once you finish filling out your product's information, on the bottom left of the form, click Save. And there you have it. You have added your first product. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you soon.